Hey everyone, welcome to the first session of Lunch and Loaded. It'll probably be more lunching today than loaded. I am super hungry and I'm actually waiting for my lunch to get here. But I wanted to start doing these sessions just as little mini impromptus in addition to the long form videos that I do. My channel is here to provide you remote work job leads, working from home. Take back your time. You know what I mean? This channel is not here to promote the only thing that there is out there is a job. Hey, if you're in between jobs, you're just looking for a fresh start, or working in the office and want to go remote and work from home, I've got some opportunities for everyone. So let's take a look at our first opportunity with DRC. They are looking for remote test scores. Now, with this particular opportunity, and if you have questions, please put them in the chat. I am going to be watching the chat, but I'm going to do more talking first. I'm going to save the QA for the end time, or around 10 or 15 minutes for Q&A, or maybe even 20 minutes, just to answer your questions that you may have. And so the first one we're going to talk about is with a company called DRC. Now, I have dual monitors, so I'm going to be looking to the left just a little bit when I'm featuring the company. So DRC does K through 12 assessment and test scoring. And they have a full-time temporary position. I kind of did a mix, and I actually have 3 opportunities for you. So this particular opportunity is for a test score. It's remote day shift, Monday through Friday, full-time, but it's temporary. So if you're not looking for anything to kind of hold you down and go on forever, this is the opportunity for you. It does require a bachelor's degree, and those credentials will be verified, and we won't be able to get past that. But let's click into this opportunity and see what it's talking about. It is fully remote. And so the hours for this opportunity is going to be Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. So you also have to work or live in the Eastern and Central Standard Time zone. So just keep that in mind as well. And then this is full-time again, 8:30 to 4, 35 hours a week. You must have a bachelor's degree. Those documents will be verified. Also, with this particular opportunity, I just want to highlight something here. What I like about it is at least it's a consistent schedule. So if I have any stay-at-home parents, stay-at-home moms, dads, stay-at-home parents, retirees that just want to kind of get back into the game, get some extra pocket cash, this may be a good opportunity for you. And so the quick rundown on this, it's full-time, 35 hours a week. It's a set schedule, 8:30 to 4, peak season. And so this opportunity is going to run from March to June. You must have a bachelor's degree, Eastern and Central time zones only. And the reason why I believe this role is different is because you'll be scoring standardized tests, right, that actually impact education across the country. And we know how we have a dire need to impact education. And this isn't your typical data entry gig. You're using your brain, you're making real decisions, and you're help identifying the gaps in student learning. And so that's pretty cool to me, right? I hope it's cool to you as well. So what about this job? No customer service or phones. And so I know that's a big request amongst the community. Hey, we want something that has no phones. This could be perfect for introverts if that's your kind of personality. You have a structured schedule, no weird night shifts, a clear path to advancement. They do have some supervisor positions available. It's a stable and reputable company. And then you get a chance to make a real impact on education systems. The pro tip that I'm going to give you here, when you're applying for this particular role, emphasize any previous experience with detailed analysis or evaluation work. And so even if it's from like grading papers in college or reviewing documents in a different field, those skills transfer well. And so also there is a required assessment for this particular job, your math aptitude. And so during those required assessments, take your time. Accuracy is more important than speed for this role. And then here's the insider scoop. Make sure you've got a wired internet connection. Ethernet port would probably be best for this particular type of role. And it's most stable. And that's for the most stable work experience. And because DRC, I can tell you, is very, very serious about their tech requirements. This position is only available in specific states within the Eastern and Central time zones. No VPNs are allowed, and they mean business about location requirements. You won't be able to get past that either. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, you're very welcome to apply. I don't think, at least I don't know of anyone who's been accepted without a bachelor's degree, but we never know. It just kind of depends on what recruiter gets your information many times. So if you are interested in this opportunity, I encourage you to apply. Drop a comment if you want more details, or you want to go through the application process. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more remote job leads, and let's secure this bag. Okay. We're going to move on to our next opportunity that I have for you, and that is with Top Dog Law. So this particular opportunity really resonated with me. It is part-time, but it's truly a heavy hitter. So they're looking for, at Top Dog Law, they're looking for a remote call center specialist. It's a law firm generation lead. It pays $23 an hour. And I didn't say that about DRC. DRC pays $18 per hour. And so, this is a super interesting remote opportunity to share with you today from Top Dog Law, and it's perfect for anyone that's looking to break into the legal field or who loves helping people while working from home. So it's $23 an hour, and then there's a monthly performance bonus, part-time, 20 to 25 hours a week. The shift starts at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can live in another time zone, but keep that in mind. It's going to be 8 a.m. EST. It's fully remote, and there are benefits included: health, vision, dental. Now, this is part-time, so we have to keep in mind that the benefits may not be as robust as if you were working for Top Dog full-time. You'll be handling calls from people who need legal help, basically being their first point of contact when they're dealing with tough situations. It's perfect if you've got some customer service experience and you want to level up your career. And so it's above average pay for remote call center work. So this is going to be on the phones. If you're not looking to be on the phones, this one is probably not for you. I would encourage you to take a look at DRC. It's a flexible schedule. They're open 7 days a week. Real growth potential with a fast growing firm, and then actual benefits package. And that's kind of rare for part-time work, but they do have one. And so the pro tip that I would give here is, when applying for legal intake positions, highlight any experience you have dealing with sensitive or confidential information, even if it's from retail or healthcare. And then law firms typically value discretion and empathy just as much as technical skills. And so also mention any experience with Salesforce. They specifically name dropped it in the listing, which means it's a big plus. And if you're interested in this position, drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more remote job leads. So let's peruse around the site here and talk about the actual requisition. And so here, this one I found on Glassdoor. If you take a look here at Glassdoor or go to the Glassdoor website, you can see the call center specialist part-time, the hours of operation, what they're looking for someone to commit to, 20 to 25 hours. And the call center is open 7 days per week. So this is a great opportunity. It's a great pay range for part-time work, $23 an hour. That's good part-time money. And so I encourage you to apply if you are interested. You're going to be making outbound calls. So it's a bit of a mix, not the, back-to-back inbound calls. You're going to have some outbound mix there with you too. So let me take a look in the comments here. Looks like we've got LaShawna Success. If you haven't already, please check out her channel. LaShawna gives some great tips. It's always hyped in her live streams. I'm there as much as I can be. Looks like we've got Lena R in the chat. Pre-retirement days is in the chat. All right, we got a lot of folks in the building today for Renewed Mind. Oh my goodness, thank you guys for coming out to support me. I really appreciate you. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask about the remote work field, I'm here to answer them. Pop them in the chat. I'm glad to answer. For a Renewed Mind says, thank you for sharing. You are so welcome. Oh my goodness, LaShawna Success says, congratulations on hitting 1K subscribers. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your live streams. The community is just absolutely awesome. Lena R sends her love and hugs there. It's just great, 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 great. Lena R says, good afternoon. What's everyone having for lunch? Well, I'm waiting for mine to be delivered. I'm running a little bit behind today. It's been quite busy. I got something from Sweet Green. So it's a crispy Oriental chicken salad, which is, I'm really excited because I'm super hungry, super duper hungry. But glad to see everybody in the chat today. I really, really am. You know your girl. I always bring you a little bit more. Want to feed the family. So I have a third opportunity, and I just really want to talk about this particular company, MCI Careers. For those of you looking to break into the remote work and really don't have any experience in the work area and also no experience working remotely, MCI Careers has a lot of opportunities that are entry level and they don't require any previous remote work experience. Now, in terms of the salary with MCI Careers, it's not ideal, right? But it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And so you can take this experience in the mortgage industry. This is a mortgage customer service rep. You could stay here 1 to 2 years and then move on to somewhere else. If you don't plan to stay, they don't have to know. My motto is I always tell you, if you don't want it told, don't tell it. Hey, go in, get this experience, use it as a stepping stone and move on. So that's where you're going to get your greatest leverage in moving or building up your careers. And don't be afraid of changing careers. I can talk about that today too. Many people are a little bit gun shy about changing careers or moving jobs every 2 to 3 years, but it really is the way to build the salary tier up. 2 years shows the next recruiter that the previous company has gotten their value and their return on investment. So it does cost a lot of, it has there's a great expense involved in hiring employees. But, once you've committed to 2 years, it says that you're a subject matter expert in the job that you're doing. You've really learned the role and the company has recouped back that money and the next recruiter and company can appreciate that. So that's just a quick tip for you. But MCI Careers, and I'm going to have to read this one from the screen here. And again, I'm looking to the left because that's the secondary monitor. But this particular one is remote work at home. I'm honing in on 0 years experience, entry level here. The wage description is $12.10 per hour to $16.10 per hour. I know more is always great, but you can build more as time goes on. And you really don't have to chase the money. You don't have to chase it. It'll come to you. After you've been in your career your career field for a while, the money will definitely come to you. So know that. It's full time, it's hourly plus bonus. So that's something to take into consideration here. There's an hourly rate plus they have bonus and it's benefits involved. So that benefits package also ties in to the salary that you earn yearly. So here they have daily prizes and contests. And from what I'm understanding at MCI Careers, some of the prizes have been brand new cars. So let's think about that. It's paid training, paid time off. MCI Careers also offers the equipment. That's nice too. That's a great perk. So you don't have to worry about not having that laptop, not being prepared. You're going to be ready because they're going to give you the equipment so that you're successful. And so in mortgage customer service, we all know the mortgage industry is always evolving. So you're starting out as a CSR here at MCI Careers, but another company, you could land a different role. So just think about the end game. Don't think about the right now. And so you handle inbound customer service calls in a courteous and timely and professional manner. That's always important. So they want you to have digital empathy, right? And so when you work virtually, that's one skill set that you really want to pick up on is digital empathy. Many doctors have to have that for telemedicine. And so they want you to be pleasant when you talk with the consumers by phone. So just keep that in mind. Oh, Lena R here. Let's go to the chat just a little bit. She loves sweet greens. Oh, good. Lashana said this is great information. She had cashew protein yogurt with strawberries. This morning I had Greek yogurt, Lashana, with lemon pistachio granola, and it was really good. All right, lunch is here. I'll be right back. How you doing? I'm okay, thank you. Have a good day. All right, y'all. And so Sweet Greens was delivered. Sweet Greens, I'm not affiliated with them and they did not pay me to say that, but I am extra excited about this salad I'm going to have this afternoon. So back to our roll, and thank you all for being patient and waiting for me to answer the door. Oh, let me see if you're at home. Let's see if you're at home working, that's a win. You do pay fuel, but that is right. Absolutely. Yes. And that's another great benefit. Think of all the expenses that you save. You know, many people are into clothing and dressing up when they have to go to the office. When you work at home, you know, that expense actually just kind of runs out the door. So think about that. As LaShawna said, the fuel cost, you get to recoup that back into your pocket. So that's always awesome. Um, oh, Lena says she's fasting today, but she loves the lunch choices. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my goodness. And if everybody, I don't know if everyone knows each other, but please, you know, use my chat, check out each other's channels. LaShawna has some great tips on building your channel up and what to do, what not to do. And she gives you the real deal. She spills the real tea and how to really become successful on YouTube. So please check out LaShawna Success's channel. You will not be disappointed. Check out her live streams. If if you're not into long form videos, there's great information there on LaShawna Success's channel, but her live streams are absolute fire. I'm telling you. So here we're going to go back to the job description here, and you're going to ensure first call resolution when you're taking the calls for the mortgage customer service rep. You're going to strictly follow client processes for handling financial issues and inquiries, and then adhere to attendance and work schedule requirements. So in this particular role, we know that there will be somebody QAing your call. So you want to do your best job if you are selected for a role and for an interview and are actually hired. Also, for the requirements, you must be 18 years of age, high school diploma or equivalent, the ability to multitask. So they probably want you to be able to toggle between screens, the ability to read and speak English fluently, familiarity with a computer. So Windows-based environments is great. And then basic knowledge of Microsoft Office. That's your Excel, that's your PowerPoint, that's your Word. If you know that you need to kind of brush up on some of those skill sets, go back to some of my older videos. I have a plethora of videos about classes that you can take that are absolutely free. So go and check out some of my older videos. They want the aptitude for issue identification and problem solving. So if you like solving problems and providing a resolution to people who are having a bit of a problem with their mortgage or maybe their bill or something like that, this is a role that would be perfect for you. And then the ability to demonstrate good judgment, right? So when making decisions and surrounding account inquiries, resolution pass and call handling. So all of that kind of ties together and will give you a great skill set to wrap in a bow and take to the next employer, you know, after working for MCI. Their preferred qualifications. And when you see preferred, that just means it's on the company's wish list. It's not required. They like relevant experience in banking or financial services. That's always a plus. And experience with data entry utilizing a computer. And so proven professional writing and communication abilities and to support the customer is a plus. But again, that's preferred. That's not required. Focus on the required skill set. That's a much easier area. And so again, preferred just means preferred. They'd like you to have it. If you don't, you know, they're still willing to consider you. So you know my motto, if these opportunities resonate with you, please consider applying. The only way you're going to know if it's for you is if you apply. If you don't submit your application, you'll never know. And so you've got to give yourself the chance. We're going to go back to the comments and see what we've got over here. Let's see. All right, LaShawna Success says her live streams are on Monday through Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm telling you, LaShawna is on time. That's one thing about it. So, you know, be there on time for the lives. Get there early so you can get a virtual seat, I would say. Hey, Miss Do It Yourself. She says, good morning, everyone. We're glad to have you, Miss Do It Yourself. Hey. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, LaShawna. LaShawna says these are great online positions. And remember, y'all, these are all work from home I'm going to be doing or featuring Lunch and Loaded every single week, once a week. I'm going to try to commit to Tuesdays at 12:15 to 1:15 to bring you this information. I search for all of these job leads. I bring them up live so that you can see that they are actually open and recruiting. You know, I don't bring back any kind of repurposed leads. They're all fresh, and I try to do that every single week. So for those of you who are looking for that opportunity to work from home, who do not have experience in a career path yet or do not have experience working from home, the companies that I feature are definitely willing to consider your resume, with the exception of DRC. DRC is looking for test scores, but remember, you have to have a bachelor's degree for that particular role. Hey, at Teach Journey. Teach Journey is over in the chat. All right. I'm so glad you guys could join. We've got Miss Do It Yourself. Hey, everyone. If you haven't had a chance, check out Miss Do It Yourself. She will help you with your home projects, your home-based projects, cooking. She had a biscuit recipe that was absolutely awesome. I made that biscuit recipe for my book club. It turned out fabulous. The ladies loved it. We've got Teach Journey. Check out her channel. She's giving you the real deal about a lot of things going on and just talking about real life situations, as well as Miss Do It Yourself. She talks about a lot of real life situations in addition to her home improvement and different things that she does. Kind of takes you on her blog and her journey through work. She did some traveling and it was really nice. Join her live streams as well. Teach Journey is going to do some live streaming, so check out her live streaming. Let's see here. Who else did we have? This is so awesome. Everybody's getting a chance to get to know each other. All right. Very good. Lena says she's definitely checking out these remote options. I appreciate all of you. I definitely do. And so let's get to some lunch here because like I said, it'll probably be more lunching than loaded. And your girl is starving. I'm hungrier than a bear today, I'm telling you. Right, so let me see if I can put this in the camera so you all can see what we got here. All right now, we got this great salad. We getting ready to have that salad today. Let me get me a fork, and I will be right back. We got a barbecue chicken salad here from Sweet Greens, and I am excited. So we have some apples, blackened chicken, grape tomatoes, pickled onions, red cabbage. I have romaine lettuce and shredded kale, which is really, really good. Oh, it's delicious. It is good. Miss Do It Yourself says the salad looks delicious. Lashana says the salad looks great. It is. It is delicious. Lashana says Nightbot is sensitive. That is funny. Oh, Boss JOVZ, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for stopping by the live. I appreciate the support, everyone. All right. Lashana says she's listening and shampooing her hair. Hey, if you stop by the lives, bring your lunch. This is why it's called Lunch and Loaded. I can always, I take questions in the chat. Any questions that anyone has, I'm happy to answer. We can lunch, talk, have a good time. And I am always going to bring you some remote job leads so that you know what's out there. And I have to tell you, I'm not a shy girl when it comes to eating. Boss JLVC, please check out Miss Do It Yourself channel, Lashana Success. Check out Lena R's channel. Check out Teach Journey. They've got some awesome information out there. Life advice, channel advice, how to grow your channel, how to be successful. Tia, I appreciate you. She says, I'm listening as well and taking care of business at the same time. I appreciate you. I do. Business is always first. That's right. So, I'm a person that always looks for critique. I like feedback. I really do. I like critical feedback. So if you've got any free feedback on something I could change, something you'd like to see different on these lunch and loaded sessions, I can certainly adjust it and do that for you. Any topics you'd like me to talk about, I'm happy to do so. So LaShawna asks, do you help people with their resumes? Actually, LaShawna, I do. I do help individuals with their resumes. I do have my email address on my page. So if you need help with the resume, you certainly are welcome to reach out to me and I will gladly assist however I can. Lena R says, it is important to always include a cover letter when applying for a remote position. I'm going to tell you something. When you're applying for any position, your cover letter is actually seen last. That's not the first thing that recruiters look at. If the resume suits their fancy or they're interested in the resume first, then they are inclined to read your cover letter. Now, what's old is new again, and that's probably the best way to put it, where cover letters kind of went out of style, so to speak, they're back in style. And so that is how a lot of employers at this time are deciding which candidates will actually land an interview. So a cover letter now, during this time in this kind of employment landscape where it's an employer's market, cover letters can be the one thing that sets you apart from landing that interview. That's a great question. LaShawn, that was a great question too about the resumes. I forgot to talk about that, but yes, I can certainly assist with resumes. My email address is on my page if you need help crafting one. And I can tell you with the resume landscape, the traditional resume is still being accepted, but digital portfolios are blazing the trails. People, employers, and recruiters are really impressed with seeing a digital portfolio. Now, where you can build a digital portfolio, and Canva actually has a couple different platforms, right? They have the paid platform and they have the free platform. You can create a digital portfolio on Canva. I encourage you to watch a YouTube video about how to develop a digital portfolio in Canva, and then go to Canva with the free version and build one, because what it shows is it shows employers what you do instead of telling. And so it gives a visual story, and that's what it's all about. But digital portfolios are definitely becoming much, much more popular. We have Lena and Boss JLVZ. Everyone's talking to each other in the chat, and that is wonderful. The time goes by so fast. We're already at 12:45. This will go till about 1 o'clock or 1:15. Oh, T's Journey. Okay, great. She says, I'm in the process of relocating. I'm glad you do resumes. Okay, great. reach out to me, my email. I definitely will respond. I'm glad to help you in any way that I can. I just like to see people get ahead. I really do. And so again, when I started earlier, my channel is not to encourage only working a job. My channel is here for those who are looking for an opportunity, looking for a fresh start, looking for a change. Something, if they're in between jobs, there's some opportunities that I have that will provide quick cash and a quick hire. If you're an entrepreneur, that have the cash in your pocket until your business takes off and running like you want it to. So it's not to say that the only thing in my channel is not saying, hey, the only thing you can do is work a job, because that is not true. But for those who want to, those who need something temporarily, this channel is here for you. Talina says she's definitely breaking her fast with the salad from Sweetgreens. And I'm going to tell you, you won't be disappointed, because this salad is good. I know I'm over here on camera killing it, but it is really good. And I am hungry. Talina, Lena R says, I love all the education you share about the remote work and career development. This live is super helpful to ask questions on the spot too. Yes. And I thought maybe these power sessions set up like this could help a lot of people who are trying to build their career or making a change and just have questions about what's going on. I will tell you, I do have my professional human resources. So I have my PHR certification. I also have my APHR. I have a number of other designations along with those as well. So all things HR, I'm here to talk about it. This salad is so good, y'all. I'm telling you, it's delicious. I gotta show you this. It is absolutely delicious. It has tortilla chips in it. Oh my goodness. All the fresh kale. Everything is super fresh and crunchy. And I'm here too to be a person, right? I'm here to just talk about different topics. I have the light in the kitchen just went off here. And so after being on so long, it's I forget what you call the name of it. But if I were to move toward that area, the kitchen light would come back on. If any of you are into investing or just like to learn about different financial topics, I encourage you to check out my podcast. It is about career and work, but it's also about finances and some of the things that's going on in the stock market. Also with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, more on how to handle it if you begin to invest in those kinds of assets, those paper and digital assets. My next podcast is going to be talking about, oh goodness, it will be talking about private credit markets. And so that is really up and coming, private credit markets. And just a few inside details about private credit markets, what they are, what they do, and and how they are actually kind of blazing the trails in terms of our normal assets of stocks. If you want to know more about these particular careers, you can also check out my long form video. I just put one out, I believe it was Sunday or either Saturday, this past Sunday or Saturday. And I talk more in depth about these particular these particular roles. And I give a bit more in-depth of pro tips about these particular roles. The one thing I want to talk about with MCI Careers for this mortgage customer service rep position, do know that you must be willing to submit to a level 2 background check. So when you're dealing with the banking industry that deals with the Security and Exchanges Commission, so the background check is going to be a little bit different. It's a little bit more invasive. So if you're up for that, great. If not, I certainly understand. And I encourage you to take a look at the other opportunities that I've featured here today. You know, Lashana brought up a good point about resumes, and I'm going to tell you something. When you're crafting your resume, there is a certain format that you do want to follow if you're not going to create a digital portfolio. And so your first line, your top line should include your name, any certifications that you have, your phone number, email address, and your LinkedIn profile link. You want to have that. In addition to that, you want to showcase what you are looking for or how you view yourself, meaning something like strategic human resources specialist or success coach, strategic success coach, strategic risk analyst. Something you want to give yourself a title, and you want to craft that title that ties to the job that you're applying for. And then you want to give a snapshot of the areas that you have experience in. That could be benefits administration or regulatory compliance or enterprise risk management. And then you want to talk about your career snapshot, right? You want to talk about what you've done, how many years of experience that you have, what companies that you work for. You could name drop a few. Talk about your track record and what you specialize in. Going from there, you want to talk about some of your signature achievements, right? You want to do at least 3. 3 really kind of is probably the max, or the resume begins to look overcrowded. Also, put in a line item about your signature and strengths, or your signature strengths and your competencies. You also want to have an area where you talk about your professional experience. And then in your professional experience, you want to go from the most current role to the oldest role. But if you've had any kind of stints with working with staffing agencies or temp agencies, and there are a number of them, I'm almost going to be willing to tell you, you may not want to include that unless you had a role that is staffing with a temporary agency that actually really ties or relates or is relative to the role you're applying to. When you've worked at 4 or 5 different temporary agencies, the resume begins to look overcrowded, and that becomes overwhelming to the reviewer or the recruiter. And that can be sometimes a way that the recruiter kind of shies away from your resume or reviewing it. Although you may have great experience and you're fully qualified, you don't want the resume to look overcrowded. You don't want to go back any further than 10 years. You don't want to date yourself. That's another tip I'll give you. You want to give a 10-year employment history. 8 to 10 years is good, but 10 years is the max. And so once you went through your professional experience, then you want to list an area with your professional credentials. Whatever credentials you may have, if you are currently studying and have not passed the test to earn the designation or credential, then you can put something there. You can list the credential, and then you can say in progress. And if you have a test date, you could write that in parentheses and put pending testing. And so that lets the employer or recruiter know that testing is right around the corner and you're nearing securing that particular professional achievement. And then finally, you want to talk about your technical expertise. You want to have an area for that. And so you want to list the enterprise-wide systems that you may have experience with, any project management, any collaboration tools, and collaboration tools meaning Google Workspace, Office 365, Zendesk, Zoom, Loom. Any of those are technical expertise that you can list on your resume. Lashana Success is great great info. Teach Journey says I'm watching, but I can't hear. Uh-oh, let me look at the volume here. Hold on. What about now? Can you hear me now? Lena R says great resume tips. Thank you. You're welcome. Are you all able to hear me? Let me just confirm that. I hope I haven't been talking this entire time and no one's been able to hear me. That wouldn't be good. But this is my first one, right? So we we get better and better over time. Okay, Lena R says she can hear. Okay. Yes, absolutely. I would do a segment on achieving a winner interview. Absolutely. Yep, I absolutely would do that. And actually to take it a step further with that, achieving a winning interview, I'd be willing to bring someone up on the stage and just do a mock interview with them and then give them the overall critique so that they can understand exactly what recruiters are looking for. Absolutely. That is a wonderful suggestion. Thank you, Lashana Success. You see, y'all, this is why you got to go over to Lashana's channel. I'm telling you, she is coming with the real deal in ideas and information. One thing about today's stream, although it is live, it definitely is going to be recorded. So I'm going to put it in the, I'm going to make a thumbnail for this one. I'll probably use the one that showed that it was featuring live today. It'll be in the live stream and it'll be in a recorded format. So you can go back and listen to any of the information or tips that I talked about during this live. The salad is bomb, I'm telling you. It is total bomb. I got a question. I did get a question to my email a couple days ago from another YouTuber, and they were asking a question or just kind of making a statement about their frustrations with being able to land a job, and it's so difficult to find one. And the statement that she made was every job is just asking for a bachelor's degree. And I can tell you that when it becomes an employer's market, right, during the pandemic, it was a job seekers market. And so there were a plethora of roles open. Employers couldn't find talent. They were, paying inflated wages and the like. And then when that began to happen, a good friend of mine and I were discussing, hey, we know what the outcome of this is going to be. When the tables turn and it becomes an employer's market, it's going to get become really difficult. And so asking, when you see that job requisition and you see that bachelor's degree, I always say to anyone, and I'm living proof, Don't let that deter you. Do not let that deter you. That's a way to weed out. That's a way to discourage. And so we just don't do that. We throw our hat into the ring. And here's what I know: what God has for you, nobody can take it away. Nobody can stop it. I've got too many testimonies to tell you about that. Nobody can stop it. So if you see a role out there that you're interested in and you want to apply, do so. You don't know the outcome. Don't lessen your chances right out the gate by doing nothing and not applying for it, and making yourself think and buy into the thoughts of they won't choose you, because you don't know that. You don't know what is in store for you. So don't let your blessings pass you by and self-sabotage. Apply anyway. But what you're seeing on the requisitions and asking for a bachelor's degree, that is a way to weed out. It really, really is. If I had any tip to give to a current job seeker now, if that time that you have while you're not working, you can't get it back. So use it wisely. If there's any certification that you ever wanted, any kind of designation, I know there's a cost involved with that, but there are some out there that are free. Here's an example. Coursera runs a program where when you sign up, the first 7 days are free. Well, the HRCI, which is the Human Resources Certification Institute, has their introductory program on that. If you're not working, and I'm not saying that you don't have anything else to do, but because we all have families, we all have different things going on, and we have business to take care of. If that first 7 days is free, treat it as if you're going to work every day for 7 days. Use that 8 hours, and you could do that whole program that HRCI is offering and get a certificate at the end in human resources. Now, it's not a certification, so there's a difference, right? There's a certificate, there's a certification, there's a designation, there's a degree. And so it's a certificate program, but what it shows is initiative. And if you've ever been curious about human resources and getting into it, there you go, and it was free. Make sure you cancel on the 7th day so that your card's not charged. And so we have to learn how to utilize the resources and tools that are available in ways that work for us. And so that's just an example. And Coursera has that for a number of different things out there. You get that 7-day free trial, max that 7 days of free trial. And you got that right, LaShawna. Experience is better than a degree in some instances. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. 100%. 100%. But, I've kind of watched this twice with it being an employer's market. And that is one of the things. They start throwing out master's degrees, PhDs for roles like human resources business partner or human resources generalist. And they're asking, if they have leave in the requisition, they're asking for someone with a psychology degree. Now, I sort of understand why they say that, but it doesn't take a degree in psychology to do leave. I've done leave. So it doesn't take that. It really doesn't. The experience alone. What it takes is understanding the FMLA policies through the federal government and your policies within your company. Marry up the two. Do you meet certain requirement thresholds? And what's the situation? Because everyone's leave situation is organic. That's what it takes. It takes creative problem solving most times, but it does not take a degree. All right, y'all. That wraps up our first episode of Lunch and Loaded. Our second episode will be next week, Tuesday, 12:15 to 1:15. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm wrapping up just a little bit early, but just remember, what God has for you is for you. Nobody can change that or take it away. Believe in yourself. I want you to be kind, be positive, and I'm going to see you in the next live stream. Y'all take care.